Hey guys, Rick Shaw back at you. Still the 18th, and we got a little bit of a hazy day going on today. We had some beautiful sun, caught some good sun, back's feeling better. Now, I was looking at the site, and I seen the store one really is doing well. You know, there's almost 800 views on it, and the view time on it was like one of the longest. You know, they got that studio thing that tells you all this stuff, you know, where folks were watching it, and they you know, it was a huge percentage of the video was watched, where some it's not that high. So that was really cool. I really appreciate it. But something I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to thank you guys for, was a buddy of mine was over, and he was watching a video of mine. And I noticed how long the dang commercials were. You know, usually when I see other channels, they got a commercial and it says, okay, you could skip ad. Now, I usually always watch the commercials, you know, give them a little bit of money or something. And they're not very long, but some of mine, holy cow, there was one that was just ridiculously long. And he said, oh, I'm going to watch them for you. And I wanted to thank you guys for watching, because just since part of January and into this month, there's already like $60 there. I got it in pesos, so it was like 3,300, something like that. So I really appreciate you guys watching them dang commercials and kicking a little money. We already have a plan of what we're going to do. We have a friend that my wife and I've known her for a little over 8 years. My wife's known her for a little less than that. Really good pal. Well, she had not an old girl, you know, she's only in her 30s, and had a stroke. And it affected her speech, so she couldn't work at the call center, and lost her job and stuff. And this isn't somebody that just says, oh, I need this or that, because we get so many of them, and they're doing just fine. This girl, we know she needs help, and we're going to use every penny of that. We just made up our mind we're going to, monthly, like when we do our grocery shopping, we're going to do a big bag of food. Because her rent, where she's staying, where her rent is, she's covered on that, but she don't have a lot of stuff to eat. So we're gonna make sure we fix her up every month with some stuff she can eat. We'll do some eggs probably, and sardines and tuna, crackers, whatever we can. Hard to do veggies or anything like that. But we're going to do something like that, and it's you guys can all sit back and it's on you. I mean, you guys are the ones doing this, and I really appreciate it. Now, we won't be getting the money from that for a long time. I was talking to Tropical Tim. They have to send you a letter with a code, and he says that could take 8-9 months. I'm not worried about that. I'm not really worried about that. That'll come whenever it comes. We're not thinking of it, but my wife, she's with me on it. And we love our new store we went to. You guys really seem to like that video. The prices in there. I was actually going through and mentally marking prices and stuff, and the prices are really good. So for us, when we do our big shopping every month, we're gonna do there first, and then we'll go to S&R to pick up the rest of the stuff, because I do love to buy. Every month I buy myself a treat. I buy a huge bottle of green olives and black olives, because I like them. And then I like to buy the sauerkraut. I'll just open up the jar of sauerkraut and just eat it. I know we can make it ourselves, and I've done that before, but it's not that expensive, to get the Vlasic, and it's nice to keep in the fridge, and I could just go in there with a fork. Nobody else really eats it much. Plus, we get kielbasa over there. We get that. There's a pepper pastrami that we buy there that I really like. I like to get that once a month. It's a treat for all of us. And then over there you get good cheeses. I had. We were buying this cheese that sits on the shelf. It's not kept cold or anything. It's Kraft cheddar, blah, blah, blah. And I was getting a lot of mucus in my throat every time I ate it, so I basically couldn't eat it. But the last time we went to the store, I bought some, it was Assaggio cheese. I like it because it's good and salty. And I got a big brick of that. And I went ahead and ate on that. Hi, sweetie. I ate that with crackers and some of that pastrami with the pepper. We made like little cracker sandwiches with the kids and stuff, and I didn't get all gummed up. So I'm thinking maybe it's the fake cheese that's causing problems. You know, I really gotta watch the gluten and the cheeses and stuff, but a little bit doesn't seem to hurt. But you guys, I want to thank all you guys, all my subscribers and folks that are just watching for, suffering through the dang commercials. I know I don't like them either when I'm watching sites, but I watch Jennifer Terry always, and Grandpa Vlogger, Tropical Tim for sure, Sean's Amazing Adventure. I always watch Santa Claus in the Philippines, and some of those channels, and then of course I watch Mark Dice. There's some channels in the States I watch too, and I always go through the commercials. If it'll give them a few bucks, I'm all for that, guys. I'm all for it, and I always do a complete watch. I don't start watching the video and okay, I got it, and click it off. That's why I don't watch a lot of them. Now, I also watch that Raw Facts guy. He's here in the Philippines. And I watch him, but I watch some of the other ones too. I was watching Sunshine Shoulders. I'm not really sure, what's going on between the Raw Facts and then Sunshine Shoulders. Now, some of these vloggers, when I first started vlogging myself, long before I vlogged, I watched vloggers. And you want to know something? There was a whole bunch of them. I was like, man, I don't want to be like that. The e-beggars, send me money and all this stuff. Now, I do some lives and stuff. I never did like a super chat or anything like that to get any money here. I don't want to get messed up with any kind of taxes here in the Philippines. We don't really need it that much. So I'm just not going to go that route. We're probably going to do another live one. I'll do hi handsome, I'll do the political stuff there. I'm going to kind of get off it, the political stuff, because be honest with you, I'm really getting tired of it. Nothing seems to be changing. They keep going back and forth on this, that, and the other. One thing I never bought, honestly, guys, I never bought from the beginning, and I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But with this stuff with Trump coming back and all this stuff, now they got this Durham report and all this stuff, and Hillary just came out and said it's all baloney. Of course, she's going to do that, whether it is or not. And then you see all this Maxwell stuff. I think a lot of people in power, they got too much stuff on everybody. I watched this Rand Paul guy and this Jordan guy, and you know what? I'm actually pretty fed up and sick of them, because they keep going on these Senate hearings and they're nailing, you did that, blah 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 blah, and nothing happens. So I'm actually kind of getting fed up with it. A couple of you guys said that you were fed up with it, which is cool. I appreciate that you tell me what's going on, and I like to do the news. I'll still put some news in here or there as I'm doing the channel, but we want to start getting out. I'd like to take the kids to the park again and vlog that, and start vlogging the stuff that's here in the Philippines, but they still got their boot on our neck pretty much. We're getting out a little bit now compared to what happened last year, but it's not a whole lot better. You don't know what you're going to get. You go to one place, nope, sorry, you can't come in here, you got no jab. And then the next place, it's fine, but you got to have a mask. And then the next place you go to, you don't even got to have that. So I've always said this since I've been here and been coming here for years and years. It's a patchwork. It's always been a patchwork here. And you just never know what you're going to get. This place is a box of chocolates. And still, the funny thing that happened was when they supposedly opened this place, and they thought there was going to be this huge influx of people coming, tourists and all this. Didn't happen, guys, because everybody, they're starting to realize that, you don't know what you're going to get. People getting stopped, not a lot, they got to turn around and fly back because they don't have this, that, or the other. So, it's not time yet, guys. It's not time to even try this place yet. There's too many other places you can go. When I did the grocery store one, I did it because a buddy of mine did a store in Thailand, and it was a little bit of an older video. I hadn't seen it, but he just was shopping and went through, I thought that was really cool. I thought I enjoyed it. I watched it and I enjoyed it, so I'm going to do one, and I want to do more of that stuff. I'd like to do more stuff getting out. I wish we could go to this dang park. We went to the park the one time with Grandma. I do believe I vlogged it, and it was a nice park, and then boom, closed. That LGU decided, nope, little kids are not allowed outside to play because of blah, blah, blah. How silly is this? When's this going to be over, guys? When in your entire lifetime did a flu last 2 years? And I know I talk to different people that say, oh, well, I know this person who got it and they're dead now. Well, I don't know, guys. It's a real shame, but something? Life has risks. You know what I mean? It's got risks. So I've been willing to risk it since the beginning. I'm just tired of all the sitting on our stupid hands and not being able to do anything around here. And the president got up there. I put it on one of the vlogs where, oh, you could just die. Come on, enough of that stuff. Some people say, oh, I go too far. Well, something, watch what some of the people are doing here. Watch what the president does here. I mean, come on. Don't get on me too much. Watch this guy and what he says. It's time to let this stuff go and free up the whole world. Look at what Trudeau's doing in Canada. Holy mackerel. Give it a break. He's saying these people are terrorists and they're carrying swastikas and Confederate flags and all this stuff. I didn't see any of that. Now, I seen some of the fake arrests going on where there are these people that get up are rabble rouser troublemakers in the crowd, but that's not the bulk of the people. It's just kind of silly, and all over the world, they're up in Canada, they're arresting these guys, and it's time for this stuff to be ended, And then you see this, there was a big thing on here, Trudeau sold a whole bunch of shares in this jab thing, and supposedly he's got about $500 million he's going to be making on it. I think that's what a lot of these guys high up, they're just wanting to get all this money. Well, when you got this huge amount of money, what you going to do with it? You're going to meddle. You're going to meddle in other people's lives is what they seem to want to do with it, like Gates and all the rest of these guys. Why don't you just leave us alone? Let us do our thing. But look at what's happening with the taxation. Now, they're not any big thing on the taxation, but their inflation is kicking butt. And if you guys don't think that's taking your money, well, guys, it is. We're even seeing it not so bad here. Fuel's gone up a little bit compared. I was just talking to my wife. We put gas in the car, and I remember when I first got it, it cost me 2,000 pesos to fill the tank, and then it went down to only a little, maybe 1,100 to fill the tank when it was on empty, when the little light came on, and now it's back up to 2,000. So it's not that big of a deal here with that, for us anyway, because the car is very efficient. And of course, we got the bike too. That thing just sips fuel. I always add to it, but it seems with all the riding I do on it, it's never more than 100 pesos or so. I hope the gas doesn't get old and start clogging up. But a lot of the prices, if you shop around, some places got higher, it seems, here with prices. But if you shop around, you can find the old prices. Like sometimes when we get bananas, we stop along the road. We don't go into the market. There'll be somebody with an old wooden cart that they shoved there, and they're sitting up on the sidewalk, and little old lady selling bananas. And we get really good deals on that. I just wish we can get durian. a little cheaper. I know when I was down in Mindanao, in Davao City, I could get them for anywhere from 250 to 300 pesos for a big one, a real heavy one. And I just eat the heck out of them dang things. But here, it runs the gamut. It runs anywhere from 350 to, 800, here. And 800 is 16 bucks. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not going to pay 16 bucks for a durian. I love them. They're kind of like pudding. Some people say, oh, those things are really terrible and they can't stand them and it stinks and all this stuff. But you know something? Some of them I like. There's different types of them. And you have to know the different types. That's why it's good to know your vendor and always get from the same guy. But they're like a pudding. They're absolutely fantastic. I love them. We do get them from time to time here. And not too expensive. My wife, I think last time she paid $3.80 for one. But also when we were going to the S&M, which is sad, I can't go there anymore. But the S&M was selling little already cut up, and then you could look at them and see them. And then I know how to look for the good ones. And we were getting them there, and those things are. I just eat the heck out of them, and the kids like it too. These kids, they suck it up. We'll buy 3 or 4 packs, and that's something where, even if it's a little bit high, I mean, I don't mean 16 bucks high, but if it's 10 bucks or something like that, we'll still get one. I mean, because we all like it. I mean, Faye doesn't eat too much of it, but the kids, they just chow down on that, just like me. I just love it, and so around here, there's good prices. One thing about this place, when you come, if you do come in this area, I know my buddy Ronald, he's thinking, oh, maybe this is a good place. If you're going to drive here and you can't stand traffic, guys, this is not the place for you. It is not, because traffic here is ridiculous. It's like Manila. It's definitely like Manila. So you definitely want to watch out for the traffic. Now, I like to go to the market out towards Padre Garcia because I can jump on the road. Once we get out of our development, which that's even tough sometimes, but once we get on the road, it seems to roll pretty good. We can, as long as I'm moving, I'm happy. It's just the stop and go stuff, burning the clutch. I don't like that. I got a stick shift in my car. I don't like to burn the clutch. And you can't try to keep a space between the car in front of you and just keep rolling, because 10 people will try to cut in on you. You can't do that. You got to be right up on the bumper, or they're just going to cut in. And the driving here, especially with the tricycle drivers, is it's not very considerate. That's something you guys take into account when you're coming here. If you want to come here and retire. Personally, myself, if I had it all to do over again and I was coming here now, if I was going to be, of course I wouldn't be jabbed, but let's say they would let me in now with what I know in the last couple years, I would wait. I would sit back and wait. Some of my buddies that's been planning on coming here for, since before this COVID stuff, they're being smart and saying, you know what, I'm gonna hold out. Some of them even said, you know what, I'm gonna go to either Mexico or Costa Rica, or we're just gonna stay put. We're gonna wait and see. And that's probably right now. That's the best thing, and I think that's what most people are doing right now. They're not saying, I'm just coming. Very, very few. And the numbers of people who came in, it's surprising. It was super low. I assume that the Philippine government thought they were going to just get these tons of people with all these rules and regulations. And you know what? People aren't dumb. They're just like, you know what? Nah, I ain't going for it. There's too many other places you can go now. Look at these other countries. People going to Thailand. They're getting in and out. No big headaches. And these places that got all these rules and regulations, they're saying, you know what, I don't really want to spend my money there. I'll go spend my money somewhere else. And guys, think about it. Just think about that, because right now, from what I can see, this just isn't the spot yet. It's maybe after the election it'll change. Maybe before, but who knows? Maybe before, it was like before Christmas. They let everything go loose, and then right after Christmas, like I said, they just clamped down again, with these level 3s and all this stuff, And they might say before the election, okay, we're going to let it go and people can come in, blah, blah, blah. And then right after the election, who knows? Maybe they're going to clamp down even worse. You don't know here, guys. So the other thing I want to ask you, too, my wife's been hounding me she wanted me to either trim or shave my beard. You guys can put in the comments. What do you think? Is it time? I started growing it on July 4th. Is it time to chop it off, or should it stay? Give me a heads up on that one, and I'll go on there. I'll go on whatever the comments say. If I get 51 people say shave it off and 50 that say don't, we'll chop it off. So this is Rick Shaw out.